All right, Orange Bowl. Interesting numbers. I want to point out. Let's look at the Prize Picks numbers for this. Prize Picks, best daily fantasy game in America. Use the code Staples when you sign up. Play $5, get $50 instantly. So, if you look at the two starting quarterbacks in this game, you got Drew Aller, 185.5 passing yards. You decide if it's more or less. You've got Riley Leonard, 159.5 passing yards. You decide if it's more or less. Remember, Riley Leonard just beat Georgia throwing for 90 yards. Ari, am I wrong to think that less than for both these quarterbacks with these two defenses is out of line?
No. I mean, if you're expecting like a, because like I think I'm expecting this like a closer version of the Georgia game, the Georgia Notre Dame game. Like, is that fair to expect?
I think that's what I feel like is going to happen. And I also feel like the score is going to be kind of similar. The scoring numbers. So that was a 23-10 game, like a 23-20 or a 23-17 type game feels about right here.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I think I texted this to you yesterday. Like, I don't know if you can see my phone as a text. Can you see the balance on there?
I'm sure it looks very high. I see lots of numbers.
Like I've had a pretty good year on this thing, and I got a buddy that helped me out with a few hockey things that hit. Like I'm getting up to almost 3.
That's right. Prize Picks, not just college football.
Yeah.
NBA, NHL, NFL, darts, esports. If they compete, Prize Picks has probably got a square for it. So, but I still think the key square, if we're talking Prize Picks in this game, is your Riley Leonard rushing square. That was the key in the Sugar Bowl. 47.5 right now. It's actually gone up since we talked about it the other day.
It's low.
It is. He rushed for 80 against Georgia.
I think they discovered that Riley Leonard's legs, not that they discovered it, at least they're willing to use it, like, is the X factor in the football game, like overall, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is, Riley Leonard wasn't completely healthy when he got to Notre Dame. I don't think he was completely healthy when the season started. I think he's actually gotten healthier as the season's gone on. And now it's sort of all or nothing. Like, you are going to run him because you have to. You don't have a choice. Now, Jeremiyah Love's going to play.
He's also really, really good at it. Like, it's not like...
Yeah, he is.
He's like... He's one of the more athletic running quarterbacks in the sport.
Yep. And Jeremiyah Love's going to play. Marcus Freeman said that. James Franklin said Abdul Carter is going to play, which both of them had basically said that. The players themselves had said that. But now we have the coaches saying that too. So we're going to get as close to full strength as we can get with these two teams. Obviously, Riley Mills is out for the season for Notre Dame. They lost him in the Indiana game. But I think this is going to be a slog. I think points are at a premium. Tyler Warren, your 66.5 number, like, Penn State's going to have to force feed Tyler Warren to get to that number.
Yeah. And I'm wondering too how well Notre Dame's going to be able to cover him.
Xavier Watts, baby.
Because Xavier
He's
Watts
special.
is really, really, really good, and Notre Dame's defense goes without saying. Like, there's only one team in here that's going to be facing something in the playoff that they haven't faced already, right? And that's Penn State. Penn State's going to be facing a defensive front and a defensive backfield that,
They played Ohio State.
No, in the playoff is what I'm saying, to get to this point.
Oh, yeah. So far, right, yes. Gotcha.
Notre Dame has already gotten through a team like Penn State, and we might come to find out that Georgia isn't as good as Penn State this year.
Yeah.
But they've already kind of shown that they can be the physical aggressor in a game like that in the postseason. And Penn State, I thought, held their own physically against Ohio State at home when they lost to them. So maybe this is just a nothing burger. But like I do wonder, like, if Notre Dame comes into the game like dead set on stopping Tyler Warren from having an impact, can Penn State score enough? Like, that's to me the number one question, because I do think that Riley Leonard is going to get his on the ground. And I do think that, Notre Dame is probably going to score. Like, I have more questions about Penn State's ability to score than I do Notre Dame's, which is funny because Penn State actually has
the X Factor guy that
weapon.
we keep talking about. Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you value more? Do you value Tyler Warren's versatility? And like, by the way, we did say like he's like not Jeremiyah Smith or like a prototypical receiver. Like those catches he made in the last game, those touchdown catches were like
he's an alien.
Alien, yeah. So I don't want to sell him short, but would you take Leonard's legs or Warren's X factor?
Here's the thing. You have to include something else in here. When Drew Allers needed to move, he can move.
He can.
And that's why I picked Penn State in this game. Like that, what you just asked me is what put me over, because this is really, I feel like this is a coin flip game. That's what pushed me over.
I mean, it is a coin flip game. It is.
Yeah,
and it's so amazing. And I'm so jealous you're going. I know you asked me. Like,
I'm very excited. Very excited. Now I'm hoping that I'm going to get to join you at the Cotton Bowl. The forecast is.
If I flew to Miami tonight and then we covered the game together and then neither of us could get back to Dallas?
That would be bad. We'd probably get in trouble for that. But I would love it. I would love it. Jay Weiser in the chat: is Penn State's performance against Oregon's defense any comparison? It's certainly in terms of talent level.
Sure.
I think that, and remember, Penn State was very effective against Oregon's defense. So that's the best we've seen their offense play. So I'm excited about this. Thank you, Jay Weiser. You're making me feel better about my pick.
But I really do think that like Notre Dame's defense, dude, the way that they played against Georgia, and I don't know how much of that is like Georgia's offense stinks and was using a backup quarterback or what, but like I thought Notre Dame's defense played menacing football against Georgia.
Notre Dame's defense is really good. It is not because Gunnar Stockton was a backup, I don't think. But like I think they're going to be good against anybody.
You know, like I think so much in college football, Andy, with eye test is like offensive football. Like Ohio State, for instance, is like the apple of everyone's eye right now because their offense looks insanely good, right? But like the two most impressive units to me in the entire playoff are actually Ohio State's defense and Notre Dame's defense so far. Like, you know, Notre Dame's defense, the way they played against Georgia, like the eye test of like always being in the right position, arriving at the football with power and hits that are you can feel on the television telecast. Like the way that they were playing, it was like by the middle of the second quarter is like, I don't think Georgia has a shot to win this game. And then it turned out to be the case because of how
I think Kirby Smart said it before the game, and he was certainly paying them a compliment. He's like, their defense looked like our defense.
Yeah.
And it was actually the better version of it that day. So yeah, no, I'm so excited for both of these games, but especially this one because it feels like it's going to be a tightly contested game, or if one of the teams blows the other out, it'll be a surprising result that we have a lot to talk about from. So I'm ready to roll. Headed to South Florida after this. Cannot wait. Ari, Prize Picks, you got the big balance, the big brain on Brad. If you want to get like Ari on Prize Picks, download it. Use the code Staples when you sign up. Play $5, get $50 instantly.